Hello, welcome to the Movi channel. Aliens promise to destroy the population and the entire planet. Only those who can destroy the alien creature can save the planet, but who will do it? If we return to the beginning of the film, the location of the creature that threatens the Earth and the armed forces will be determined. The strongest capture team is mobilized to capture the unknown creature. As the capture team approaches the target, an unknown creature throws them in all directions, confusing the soldiers. Eventually the creature destroys them all. The armed forces were helpless, because it was almost impossible to destroy this creature. The mysterious creature then gives the population a chance, promising to leave the planet alone if the teenage population finds a way to kill it. He had no choice but to agree to the demands of the state leaders, the alien creature. One of the state governors selected one of the schools to brief the students on the situation, and this task was assigned to the lowest performing class in the school, 3E. So the fate of the planet depended on Class 3E. The head of the Ministry of Defense of Japan introduced the creature to the students. The alien's name was Pac-Man, and he was very agile and very fast. The Secretary of Defense shows students how to protect Pac-Man from a knife. As you can see, Pac-Man is very fast. Next, turn to the pistol. If it gets hurt, it will still regenerate in a few seconds. So that the students do not injure themselves, they are given special plastic pistols and a plastic knife. The Moto minister will get 10 billion yuan, which is about $77 million, if anyone manages to kill Pac-Man. The students are sent a skilled agent named Irina Yelovich as their mentor to kill Pac-Man. He tried to kill Pac-Man several times but failed. So the students started practicing to kill Pac-Man. A student named Giza discovered that her mood changes depending on her physical condition. Giza's friends plan with him to kill Pac-Man during class. During class, Giza approaches Pac-Man and attacks him with a gun. This is already noticed by Pac-Man, so Giza switches to Plan 2 and Pac-Man explodes. He doesn't do anything to Giza because he had a protective device. While his friends are gloating about destroying Pac-Man, they notice him hiding upstairs. Pac-Man praises Gizani's move, but says it's too little to kill him. Pac-Man invites students to study the chemical composition and natural phenomenon in order to kill him, and continues the chemistry lesson by putting away their phones. After the lesson, the students try to trap him, taking into account his capabilities. By the time the Prime Minister found out what was going on, he was already trapped by Pac-Man, but it was a small job for him. He is so fast that he can climb the roof of the house in one attempt. After a while, a new student joins the class. His name is Karma, and he was kicked out of Class A because of his bad behavior. At the same time, he is also one of the contenders to kill Pac-Man. He electrocutes Pac-Man as he greets him with anti-teacher electrocution material in hand. The next day, Pac-Man enters the classroom to find the corpse of an octopus on the desk, which turns out to be the work of new student Karma. Pac-Man approaches him and uses his skills. He cooks octopus and feeds it to Karma. After class, while Karma is daydreaming about her previous school, Giza approaches her. Karma notices him and says that Pac-Man is a good teacher, but they still had to kill the alien Pac-Man. Just then, Pac-Man appears and says that he can't wait for Karma to kill him. Karma asks Pac-Man if he can risk his life for his students. Pac-Man says yes. Karma risks his life by jumping off a hill to try it. Karma was planning to kill him when Pac-Man came to his rescue. A lowly Pac-Man solves this and foils Karma's plan. At this time, the Prime Minister of the Armed Forces is hearing that he was unable to fulfill the task assigned to him. The Prime Minister says that the problem lies with the students, because they are not taking responsibility for the assignments. Then a computerized artificial reader created by the professors is attached to them. This robot is developed using the latest technology and is designed to attack Pac-Man by learning his abilities and movement impulses. He is equipped with special rubber bullets and attacks Pac-Man during class. Although this situation happened almost every day, all his efforts were in vain. The robot has tried everything and is convinced that Pac-Man cannot be defeated with a 90% probability. In the end, the robot is locked up in spite of the students' efforts. Now the students hated the robot. After class, Pac-Man walks up to him and gives the robot information about the students in the class and leaves him alone, saying that this is an opportunity to make amends with the students. The robot takes the information of everyone in the class and hacks into their phones the next morning. The robot thus gives them the icon to get the desired information over the phone. The students like it and they name the robot Titsu. After a while, the class starts and Pac-Man comes in, and suddenly a boy comes down through the ceiling. A man dressed in white enters through the door and introduces himself as Shiro, who was the boy's guardian. Robot Ritsu introduces him to his classmates, a special agent named Beatna, sent to kill Pac-Man. Class time. Beatna challenges Pac-Man to a duel and says she will kill him. Pac-Man agrees and fights him. Beanta cuts off his arm with one attack, as Beanta also had an uncanny ability. Beanta doesn't give him a chance and makes Pac-Man angry. They fight for a bit until Pac-Man manages to deflect his punches and throws him out the window in a protective gear. Her bodyguard, Shiro, takes Beatna away, saying that he will be back. After class, Giza talks to Pac-Man. Pac-Man tells Giza that if he learns more about the laws of nature and the structure of chemicals, his weaknesses will be worked out. The alien Pac-Man tells why the schoolboys were chosen to kill him. The next day, Pac-Man uses his super speed to work one-on-one with each student on a topic of interest. He was so fast that he even had time to rest. The next day, a new teacher arrives, who wins the students' trust by treating them to a delicious cake. In the evening, Irina informs about the new trainer, who in fact was the head of special agents. His name was Takaoka and he brutally tortured his subordinates. The next day, Takaoka asks the students to spin the circle 20 times. One of the students collapses from exhaustion and says he can't run anymore. Takaoka abuses him and is about to hit him when the Prime Minister stops him. Takaokani gets angry and says that the kids can be taught something by being tough. The Prime Minister does not agree with his words. Takaoka then asks the children in the class to demonstrate what they have learned so far. The Prime Minister selects Giza from among the children in the class and gives him a knife. Giza approaches Takaoka with a knife in hand. Giza changes his facial expression to show that he is afraid and attacks Takaoka. Takaoka falls down without noticing him. The children screamed as they saw Giza catch him in one fell swoop. The Prime Minister fires Takaoka. The next day, the kids make a secret plan and make it happen. According to the plan, Pac-Man's weakness in the water limits his movements. The kids take advantage of this and shoot at him, and Pac-Man explodes. Everyone leaves Pac-Man for dead, as if he had disappeared, but he turns out to still be alive. He is trapped in a small ball. Within the sphere, its possibilities are limited. It is said that this is its last defense and if it cannot be destroyed within 24 hours, it will revert back to its original form. Sharcha was very tough and could not be destroyed easily. Just then, Takaoka comes in and says that he poisoned several children. One by one, the children begin to faint. Takaoka threatens to destroy the anti-venom in his hand if Pac-Man is not handed over to him. He knows that Pac-Man is weakened and aims to kill him and get the money. After a while, Beatna joins the conversation. He is also hoping for prize money. Giza and Karma take Pac-Man away. Beatna catches up to them and tries to get the orb. No matter how hard they run, Beatna's ability stops them, and as they try to retrieve the orb, it suddenly starts to rain. Beatna also couldn't use her divine ability in water. So after they get rid of Beatna, Giza goes to Takaoka. Meanwhile, Takaoka was waiting for him because he had a classmate as a hostage. Giza decides to give the orb, but Takaoka insults him and takes it. After a while, Takaoka notices that he has been tricked. He has a basketball in his hand instead of Pac-Man. He is then ambushed by the children, who immobilize him. Pac-Man finally reaches the Council of State weakened and they come and take Pac-Man away. In the next shot, we hear Pac-Man being destroyed and his last words. The Prime Minister of the Armed Forces destroys Pac-Man by thanking the children. Everyone was happy except the children, because they were used to him. A moment later, as we watch Giza crying, Pac-Man hands her a towel to wipe her tears. The film ends here. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe.